Hi. Performance in FS 2020 can be impacted by its ability to connect and gather data from the Microsoft Azure cloud servers. You can mitigate this by creating custom manual cache regions for areas that you typically fly in the simulator. These will also improve the quality should you have to run in offline mode. Besides removing the dependency of getting data from the Azure server, this can also improve performance since it removes the need for streaming the data as you fly in real time. On the home screen in the upper right, click on your avatar and look at the bottom element that shows if you're connected to the Azure servers. We'll need to be connected to use the manual cache feature. It says automatic and there's a spinning icon next to it if you're not connected, and you'll need to wait until the application connects. Once connected, it'll say automatic, but it'll indicate a region that it's connected to as well as a ping value that indicates the speed of the current connection. You can click on the arrow here to see other regional Azure servers that are available, and you should be automatically connected to the closest and fastest one. If you use a VPN on your connection and you're having trouble connecting, consider turning it off for your flight sim session. The ping value has a color-coded icon next to it, and you should have a green color. If it's not green, just wait a little bit and it should become green. In the event that it doesn't, feel free to select another region server that has a green ping icon next to it. From the Home or Welcome screen, select Options at the top. Then click on General. Once in General Options, select Data on the left side. Now scroll all the way to the bottom of this screen to get to the cache options. I have a rolling cache setup of 100 gigabytes located on a dedicated SSD that I've set up for Flight Simulator 2020. This rolling cache is used as you navigate around the world, and once full, it overwrites the beginning of the cache to start the caching over again. Setting up this cache will improve performance when you visit a region that you've already been to once before and it's still in the rolling cache. At the bottom is Manual Cache. Click on View to activate its interface. Your screen might look like this when you start. It's zoomed in on a region of the world and it's fetching the details from the cloud servers. You should see some overhead of a real location after a moment or two. You can specify where you want these manual caches located. I've preset mine to this location on my dedicated SSD. You can do the same by clicking on this box and you'll be prompted for a new location. Note that most options here are disabled, and that's because we need to specify a maximum overall cache size. As it says, you can expand it later if you like. We'll set it in a moment. I'm using the wheel on my mouse to zoom out on the world map here so that I can go to an area that I want to cache. The program placed me in Bordeaux, France, and I want to set some caches in the San Francisco area, so I'll zoom out and then drag with the left mouse button to move the map. Now that I'm over the area I'm interested in, give it a moment to populate the detail and it won't look blurry to you. I'll zoom in just a bit more here. Now let's set our initial cache size. I'll set mine to 50 gigabytes for our examples here. Once I hit Enter after putting in the value, the Create Cache button is active and we can click it to start the creation process. Depending on the size you've selected, this process can take a little while, so feel free to go and get some coffee or something while it does it. For my example here, it took about 4 minutes. Once it's completed, the new cache region button is active, so we can click on it and start to create a new section of the map to cache. We'll click on it and you can see that we have some new items on the screen. At the top is the painting tools, and I'll get to those in a minute. Below that is the cache quality, and you can see that the map has a grid on it now, and the leftmost or low quality cache element is selected. If we zoom out, the grid will vanish and we will not be able to create a cache region. The quality is determined by how high you expect to fly over a given area. Far enough above the map and caching will not benefit you, so the application turns it off until you zoom back in. Zooming in using the mouse wheel slightly restored the grid, and the low quality cache option is selected again. Zooming in further, the grid gets larger until we reach a point where it resets and the squares are small again. Notice that the cache quality has changed to medium. So we will get a medium quality cache from this level of zoom on the map. I'm going to create a cache region around the Treasure Island in the San Francisco Bay, and I want it to be high quality so that I can make a nice recording of my flight over the area. As we zoom in, the grid squares get bigger again until we get to the high quality zoom level, and as you can see, the squares are small again and the quality indicator is set to high. I can still move the map around by using my left mouse button and clicking and dragging. Then I use the right mouse button to drag and create a region definition for the area I wish to cache. Once I release the button, the region is defined. Note that it is going to create some medium and low quality cache just outside the area that I selected automatically. This improves the look of the area as you descend into and approach it from the air. I've zoomed out here a little and you can see that the cache quality indicator has gone back to medium. This applies to regions I create now, but not the one I've already defined as high quality, and you can see that by the shading of the selection boxes: high, medium, and low. Once I'm satisfied with my selection, I can give it a name here, Treasure Island in this example. Then click Finish and Download. The program will proceed to download and cache all of the visual data at the quality you specified and save it locally. Depending on the quality selected, the size of the region you've created, and the speed of your connection will determine how long this process will take. This example took 30 seconds on my system, so not too bad. Now you can see we have a new entry in the cached regions list, and if we click on it, it will highlight the specified region. You can delete any of your regions by individually clicking on the checkbox next to the region you wish to remove, or by clicking on Select All to remove all of them if you have more than one. Let's create one more. For this one, we'll create a medium quality cached region around the Golden Gate Bridge area. The bridge is west of Treasure Island, so I press and hold the left mouse button while dragging to move our view over to that area. Our zoom level is already correct for setting a medium quality cache, so we will again use the right mouse button, click and drag, and create a region for caching. Notice that again it also creates a low quality bounding area of the cache I've selected. Unlike the Treasure Island example, we only see two regions since we don't have a high quality area defined here. Again, we name the region, click Finish and Download. This region is larger than the one we defined for Treasure Island, but since it's only medium quality, it actually takes less time to create it. You can see we now have two regions defined and named. Hovering over the Golden Gate item highlights the cached region for us again. Well, that's about it. If you didn't like this video, please hit the dislike button, but if you found it useful, please click on the like button. That lets me know if what I'm doing here is of interest. Thanks so much for watching, and until the next video, take care.